What's up, beautiful people? This is a video exclusively about how I came to practice burpees and what the burpee means to me. First of all, my name is Shawarma. I have a channel dedicated to skill practice. My skills are the muscle up, the burpees, running, and cycling. But ever since Corona hit, I started practicing burpees. My first video encounter with the burpee was Moses Cuevas. It was a fantastic video. He just looked amazing. He had all that cholo style to him, and it looked like something he would learn in the penitentiary. For me, it was something very, very incorporable to the containment mentality I had to develop in order to go through Corona. I thought to myself, well, I can't go climbing now. The gyms are closed. I can't go do any weight training. The gyms are closed. So what can I do at home? As you have probably noticed, I never go out to the gym. I always either train in my house or I go outside. So it used to be the muscle up on the rinks, but I was missing the endurance component to training. So that's how I decided to start practicing the burpees. I had seen CrossFit burpees already, but I was disgusted at this style. It didn't relate to me in any single way. Whereas with Moses Cuevas, I thought he had style. Now, I started seeing Moses Cuevas before I ever knew who the Iron Wolf was. I saw the Iron Wolf, but he was much more holistic. He had a more inclusive approach where he had workouts with different calisthenics movements involved. And I didn't really appreciate that at its given time because I was just focused on the burpees. Then I saw the Burpees King and I saw a collab he did with the Iron Wolf. So, I was already immediately attracted to this very urban post-penitentiary style of training, and I had already seen a lot of videos of inmates who had recorded their sessions within confinement. So I said to myself, oh my God, this is exactly what I was looking for, and I started doing burpees. Now, 3 years later, here I am. I'm still practicing burpees. Why? For different reasons. But first of all, I would say they were just simply effective. They really hit the nail on the head, and I realized this is something sustainable. It was healthy for my joints. It was healthy to, it was helping me to develop strength, endurance component I was kind of missing. And it was very integral to my other training. So when I do a burpee session, usually the day after I go out for a run, it doesn't affect so much my muscle up training unless I have a really long burpee session. But I want to talk about other elements that came about with my training of the burpees. So I had to write these down because I was gonna forget. So one thing I learned about the burpee is that you learn to embrace the suck. You build mental fortitude and you learn to keep calm under pressure. That's my basic premise for any long session, to keep calm under pressure. Burpees aren't just physical, they're on a high degree a very mental game. You learn to keep your cool when the pressure's on, and you embrace that suck. And through that embracement, you discover another level of strength within you that just comes through this mindset of performing the next rep and focus on that, nothing else. Another thing I learned, which was very important for me, is that I learned how to develop a breathing pattern to go along with my sessions. This breathing pattern is going to be different if I'm doing a 1 pump, a 2 pump, a 3 pump, a Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, all those types of burpees there are. They require a certain skill set of breathing patterns. My basic premise is that I inhale before the pump and I exhale after I've finished either the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, or the 5 pump, and not before. So this shallow pumping breathing action is not present in my style. I simply inhale, do the pumps, and I exhale. And while coming up and going down again, I have another cycle of inhalation and exhalation. So I wrote something down. I'm going to read it. You learn to discover the rhythm of burpees because it's not just about speed, it's about cadence and pacing and breathing. Turn this exercise into a dance of efficiency. You uncover the secrets to sustaining discipline through every controlled movement. So I guess this dance of efficiency is something you learn to develop. It's your own style, so to say, when you start to practice high rep burpee sessions. Another thing I learned, which is basically also related to how hard burpees are, I call it voluntary suffering, and it's an energy exchange, right? So I wrote this down, and you learn to channel the energy you invest in burpees to ease other issues, thoughts, emotions, maybe even anxieties. I have a problem with anxiety. I'm very hyperactive, so training for me is a way to ease anxiety. I used to be medicated for anxiety attacks. That's long gone. Doesn't mean I'm not vulnerable to getting them again. But training certainly helps me ease that outburst of energy that I can't put anywhere specific. I learned to witness firsthand how personal growth becomes the unexpected reward of burpees training. I was aiming to train burpees for the physical benefit of it, but my mental health also felt a great improvement through the practice of burpees. And I have another point here. It's called the social, the family, and personal call. And this goes, beyond the reps, beyond the practice. Burpees go beyond physical endurance. They're your social, family, and personal call to action. Learn how practicing burpees prepares you for life's unexpected and unpredictable moments, from facing altercations to being there for your loved ones. This is something I also developed after becoming a father. I grew up without a father, without a mother. So when my daughter came to this world, I knew I wanted to be there for her, and I wanted to be a strong dad. I wanted to be an emotionally transparent father, but I want to be a playful father, and not just when she was a baby. I want to play with her when she's old and goes to college, when she has children and I have to take care of my grandchildren. That's something I'm looking forward to, and I want to be fit for that. I've seen this way too many times. There's grandparents who basically can't play with their grandchildren anymore. And I certainly do not want to reach that situation. And the last point I have is this feeling of accomplishment. Burpees are your gym, anywhere, doesn't matter where. So the burpee basically became my accomplishment zone. I create through repetition, through consistency, through dedication, through sheer discipline, right? And I learned to say goodbye to the dependency of a gym. I do pull-ups, I do burpees, I do muscle-ups. I feel strong doing these. I'm 43 now, so I feel they're sustainable. I'm still getting better at it, and what my limit is, I still don't know. Sometimes I see everything affects everything somehow. If I lose weight, I kind of get faster, but maybe I'm not as strong. So I'm still always fluctuating and oscillating in an experimental realm where I learn to realize what is of benefit and what isn't. But certainly the burpee was a great medium into this level of self-awareness and perception. So I invite you, if you are curious about the burpees, to be a part of this community. It is an amazing community full of amazing people. And we cultivate a positive mindset. You know, I don't know why this is so within this community, but I certainly appreciate it a lot, and I like to practice this as well. So if you have questions, you know, in this community, everyone will be open there for an answer. And so will I. So let's get started, you know. Burpees. You start with 10, start with 20, reach 100, reach 200, and so on and so forth. There's even this maximum session. It's a high level session. It's called the Holy Grail, and it's 1,000 single pump burpees. Or there's the shot collar, which is 500 Navy SEAL burpees. Whatever you choose to do and whatever you want to reach, start now and let's get repping, yo.